Hello everyone, I am King Mac, and I would like to thank you all for watching this feature presentation on YouTube. Be sure to enjoy a hot fresh cheeseburger along with some french fries, a tasty milkshake, and a nice soft drink. Thank you for watching, and now here is our feature presentation of TTBurger game reviews on YouTube.
Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where.
Hello my friends, how y'all doing today? Welcome to another video here. This is more episode of the TTBurger game reviews here. We are back with episode 203, part 1 of 1. Yet again, single part. And today we're looking at a first-person shooter. It's been a while since I looked at the first-person shooter here. And it's also the first time I'm reviewing a game by the company Valve. Now, I'm sure everyone knows about the company Valve. They made games like Half-Life 2, Portal, and all them and stuff like that, and stuff and more. And they've been around for quite a while, definitely, and stuff. And this was one of the game we're going to be talking about today was first released on the PC and then got ported to the PlayStation 2. And before I get started here, I want to give a shout out to Freaking HD and SubZeroMNX for King Mac and everyone who has been supporting the channel. Keep up the good work, you guys are awesome, and thank you all from the bottom of my heart, because if it weren't for you guys, the channel wouldn't be as big as it is today. Like I said before, this game is one of the first games that did not have any cutscenes in it and stuff like that. You always look through the eyes of the character and it was never taken out of the action for anything. Adding realism to it, and it was a type of gameplay that would follow for years to come. And it was definitely a fun game, for sure, definitely. A lot of games were like this where they had some cutscenes like Red Faction, Yapper No One Lives Forever, Deus Ex Conspiracy, Soldier Fortune's Gold Edition, SWAT Global Strike Team, and other game stuff too. But this is one of the ones that started it all, and we got the game right here. We're going to be looking at Half-Life, the original Half-Life for the PlayStation 2, first on the PC in 1998, and then released on November 11, 2001 to the PlayStation 2. Now, just to let you all know, I am not looking at Half-Life 2 because I did not like that game, and it's been reviewed to death by many people, and I like this one better. So if that upsets anybody, I apologize. I just like this one better, so. But let's get started here. Half-Life is a great game, one of the best first-person shooters ever made. Excellent gameplay, story, fun factor, and more. And it's one of the first games in the first-person shooter genre that features an alien invasion. Sure, we had games like Alien Trilogy and Alien vs Predator and stuff, but those were movie-based games that didn't talk about alien invasion, talked about killing the xenomorph aliens that did not invade the planet. So, the PlayStation 2 version is great, but it has some problems, and some of which were in the PC version, some while on its own. We'll talk about that later. The PlayStation 2 version of Half-Life not only comes bundled with the original campaign, but an expansion called Half-Life Decay, which is the co-op story mode and stuff like that takes place during the original campaign. I'm not going to be looking or talking about that one because it's an expansion and it's best played cooperatively. Sure, you can play it alone, but it's complicated to talk about. If you want more information about Half-Life Decay, look it up online. But let's get started here. The story takes place in the Black Mesa Research Facility, where you play as Gordon Freeman, a scientist working at the facility. He's selected to help with an experiment that involves a machine called the anti-mass spectrometer. Things go wrong when he pushes an item into the machine and it goes haywire, causing it to explode, creating a cascade with strong resonance with what called severe damage to the facility and opening a portal to another dimension called Zen. Gordon Freeman survives along with other scientists that urge him to go up to the surface to get help to let someone know that they are trapped down there. While doing that, Gordon must defend himself against the Zen alien-like creatures and also against the hazardous environment combat unit, aka Heku, who are trying not only to wipe out the Zen, but wipe out the survivors, including Gordon himself, of Black Mesa, in order to cover up the incident. There's more to the story along the way, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody, so that's all I'm going to say. The story is told in-game. There are no cutscenes. You're always looking through the eyes of Gordon Freeman, and you hear the story by listening to conversations and talking to people. It shows a story like this in a way it presents itself worked really well, and definitely should do this more often with other games as well. Not just me, though. For presentation, I gotta say, great graphics for its time, but some parts in the graphics department did not age well. Perfect example, the character models. They have no facial animation whatsoever, and the faces do not look very good at all. They look very ugly looking, and they don't really move around much either, so I'm just running around and stuff. The environments are detailed and look the best along with some excellent lighting. There's no frame issues whatsoever. Still great looking game minus the character models. Sound, I gotta say, is good sound. There's not much music, but it works its own way. It's very atmospheric, and I like it. The voice acting, while it's decent and good, but there's one problem. All the actors are voiced by the same 2 people. Every security guard has this voice actor. Every scientist cell has this voice actor. And it shows really well. And Gordon does not talk at all, which isn't a problem, just saying there and stuff. But the thing I have a problem is, why couldn't they have multiple actors voicing the characters? I don't know why they didn't do that, but it can be an issue for people who care for voice acting. But then again, that's just me. The gameplay of Half-Life is fun. Fun, except for some complaints. For starters, we have a great-person shooter that takes place during an alien invasion. You have a multitude of weapons like pistols, shotguns, assault rifles, and more, and you also have your trusty crowbar. The first weapon you find is an iconic weapon that it was one of the first games in the first shooter genre to have a crowbar as a weapon. Sure, Deus Ex Conspiracy did it too, but this was one of the first ones here. And this thing is badass, especially when you break things in the background like glass and cardboard and boxes and stuff. It's fun times for sure. You spend a lot of time in the Black Mesa Facility trying to survive and bring help to the survivors, or going up to the surface to try and help as much as you can. There are no cutscenes, and since there are no cutscenes, the game feels like it is real life, since you always see what Gordon Freeman sees. It's like you are Gordon Freeman going through the event and more. The controls are simple and work well with the use of the shoulder buttons with jumping and shooting and crouching and stuff. And they definitely work really well. The game has you figure things out for yourself most of the time, and it works. Sometimes it doesn't, but that's okay. The game is lengthy, and it'll take some time to beat, especially with some of the puzzles you must solve. And the puzzles do require challenge and stuff too, so be sure you're paying attention. Enemy Eye puts up a good fight, so be sure you have lots of ammo and health, because they won't go down without a fight, and they are tough and stuff and everything. Half-Life overall was a fun game, but now the negatives. First, let's get to the main complaint. No autosave feature. Just like in the PlayStation 2 version of Red Faction, there's no autosave feature. You have to manually save every time by pausing the game. This can be an issue because sometimes you could forget to save, and if you die, you go back all the way to the beginning of the game if you didn't save at all. Or, if you did save, you go back to the last time you saved. I mentioned the character models and the voice acting stuff, and this another thing I mentioned here, there's no map. Where it's easy to get lost, especially since the environments are big inside that, you will get lost sometimes begging for a map. And that's all the negatives I have though. Final thoughts here, Half-Life is a great game. It's definitely better than Half-Life 2 and stuff. I know people are gonna not like to say, but I didn't like Half-Life 2 or any of its episodes like that. Half-Life 1 was waiting for sure. It's definitely worth checking out and stuff, and even check out Half-Life Decay, the expansion as well. Even though that's the cooperative thing, still, this game is great overall. I give Half-Life an 8.5 out of 10 because of the problems I have with it. It's still a game that should not be overlooked if you want some fun-ass first-person shooter action that talks about an alien invasion. Here's all I gotta say there. And that's it for episode 203. Stay tuned for episode 204. We're gonna talk about some more games here. Will it be a multiplayer? I don't know. Gotta find out. Here's all I gotta say there. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe, hit that like button, comment down below. Join my Discord group, TTBurger Gaming Tonight, my Facebook group, TTBurger Gamers Group, and my Facebook page to give them TTBurger a like. Which all I gotta say is Tony. Peace out. Have a great day. See you on my review in episode 204. Take care, everybody.
Flashing red lights, driving at night, windowless ride, feeling alive, nothing in sight, forever in flight, follow those lines.